Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I had a pretty good sales weekend, still feeling a little under the weather. I mean, not to, I don't know if you care exactly, but I just got a lot of fluid in my lungs, so I'm having trouble breathing. But beyond that, I feel perfectly fine. Blackbeard, I'm telling you, if you're coming in, shut the door. Okay, quick rub. A quick rub. I think at this point, when I turn the camera on, you get a belly rub. So I don't like that. I don't like it at all. He's trained me. I will probably be keeping the video as short as I can, for one. Can't breathe. For two, today is Michael's birthday. So I gotta do some house cleaning and some decorating and just get stuff ready. So when he gets home from the bus, Holly, happy birthday, that kind of thing. I, of course, had to put all the other projects on hold because, yes, when you are the only one, you are in charge of your whole business and how you make money. Nobody else stepping in to do it for you. But the other side of that is if you push yourself too much, now you've just elongated how long that process takes. So I'm probably just going to pack up what I have today and call it a day. Maybe edit some video or something. Actually, I have to, now I see that corner of my eye, I have to clean a car seat because unfortunately Thea was also sick. The whole house was sick. But I was dropping Cadence off at school, and this was one of the most helpless feelings I've had in my whole life. We're in the drop-off line, leaving the drop-off line. Not to be too graphic, but she was getting sick on herself in her car seat, and there isn't a place to go. There's no place to pull over. There's nothing. So there's Dad just trying to calm her down while at the same time I'm panicking. So I have a car seat that I need to reassemble. It's clean now, but I have to reassemble it. I know it's a safety first situation with car seats. When they're designing them, all that matters is the safety. But they could make it just a little bit easier to get the cover on and off. Just a wee bit easier would be nice. Because I don't know if I'm going to get it back on without watching hours of YouTube videos. Either way, let's get to work. First thing going out, it's spooky season. B4 is a 1980s JSNY magnets with the original tin. I got this, actually at the same sale, I got this and this and this. What it is a tin, and I'm not going to open it because it was very hard to get the lid on, and I don't want to have to do it again. But that, I thought, was just some junkie, probably going to throw it away. And that was the most expensive thing in the whole lot of Halloween stuff I got. And I sent out an offer, $24.99 free shipping, and they just looked like they are chintzy plastic magnets. They don't weigh anything. If you see 1980s, well, it won't say 1980s, but it'll say JSNY on the back. Even the individual ones sell for a certain amount of money, but an item you could probably find in a free box at a garage sale. But this was the complete set with the tin, and none of the other ones listed were 100% complete. I think there's 12 magnets, and the other two with the tin had 10 and 11. That's off memory, but I don't think there was any that were complete. Still, great flip. I paid too much, but I did really well at that sale. It was the same one I got that really weird looking vise. I apologize. I got a phone call and I have no idea what I was talking about. So next up, it's a book. And it's a really good book. Thoughts from the Mount of Blessing. Is it this one? It is this one. Okay. Thoughts from the Mount of Blessing from E.G. White, not E.B. White. And I did go back and lower the price on that just because I needed some money coming in. And I had enough traffic and enough inquiries into the book that I didn't want to wait out any longer to see if I could reset the market. Because this is a very rare book. Very, very rare book. I'm not saying you're going to find this. If you do, buy it. But there's a very slim chance you will actually find this book. But Thoughts from the Mount of Blessing. I think I might have sent out an offer, but I'm not positive. $149.99 free shipping media mail. It is going international. So let's see where it's going. I got that in the book haul from my dad's house when he sold it. That was in my aunt's library. And this is going to Australia. So oddly, it is actually, most eBay international orders ship to Indiana now, I think. Used to be Kentucky. And then, but this one is going to California. So I guess because it's going to Australia, that makes sense. But I did send out an offer and it was already on sale. But because it was so rare, I was trying to reset the market because none had sold above, I want to say none have even sold for 150, but that might not be true either. But this one's not in great condition. There have been sold in better condition for less money. But when you have something that is desirable and truly rare, not you just put rare in the title and there's 25 of them. That's not rare. That's you copying and pasting. That's you selling similar. If there's a sold history in the last 90 days and multiple listed, not rare. But when something's truly rare, you can set the market, and that's what I was doing. And so I shot very high, but it's been listed for over a year. And I have had 2 times where somebody sent me offers of $100 and I countered and they didn't accept. And I think I countered with $149.99. So eventually it did work out, but I had lowered the initial price, which I guess really didn't matter because I was sending out offers at $149.99. But what a great flip. Great money. I mean, you can't really ask more than $0 into $150. That's awesome. And now this item, because books, I put a loop of small bubble around them. I put them in a poly bag, and that's it every time. From American Bubble Boy Bubble Wrap. If you get your bubble wrap, please use the link in my description. I got my bubble wrap there before I was an affiliate, and to anyone that uses it, I do appreciate it. And I always say, if you don't want me to make money off it, I don't care. Still get your bubble wrap there and don't waste time searching around for someplace better. You won't find it. But with this one, because of the value and because it's going so far, I'll probably put it in a box, or at the very least, I will wrap it in cardboard and then bubble wrap it and then in a poly bag. But I could probably find a nice small box to put that in just to, I've mentioned this before, not so much protect the book anymore, but to give an appearance of, just to give an appearance, to give a aha moment, the opening of the box to the customer, give a better customer experience is I guess what I'm searching for. Next up, C3 is a Glock gun holster. C3 Glock gun holster. Where are you at? Here it is. And luckily, at one point, I think this is the one, my friend Ben mentioned, hey, you got something wrong in your listing. I think I had it listed as a left-handed and it was a right-handed or something like that. It's not going to sell, or it's going to sell and they're going to be disappointed if you have an error in your listing. So I appreciate that. I don't know if he even watches. I don't know if he's just looking through my store or whatever, but I was very appreciative of that because on sale, $39.59 free shipping. I got that in a Mikhail mystery box, so I paid less than $1. I've recently got a ton of questions about the Mikhail mystery boxes. I always forget that I get new viewers and I have to remind people of things, or I have to re-say things I've said before because I feel like I'm repeating myself a bunch, but to new people, they've never heard it. Mikhail mystery boxes, it's just inventory I get from my friend Mikhail. I know it's an interesting name, but it is Mikhail, where he just has an excess of stuff he can't process, and he lives in a much better sourcing area than I do. So he sends me anything that he's going to donate back to a Goodwill or a whatever. He sends it to me at the cost of shipping instead of giving it to them, so I get to make the money instead of them. You know, there'll be 10%, 5% that's trash or sometimes broken because it's trying to maximize how many things go in the box. There's no padding or anything, just everything's stuffed as tight as possible. And then there's probably another 10 to 20% that just ends up in garage sale pile. And then the rest is listable stuff. And I don't do the math ever, but I've counted how many items. So it tends to be less than $1 on the quantity. I don't endorse mystery boxes. I don't think they're a good place to source inventory. These ones are very specific to me. And it was getting too wordy for me to always have to say, and I got this one from blah, 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 you know, like telling the story every time. So I have named them Mikhail mystery boxes because they are a mystery to me. I have no clue what's in them. It's always random, crazy stuff. But $39.59, I'm very happy. Next up, B5B4 is a Global Dolls wig. B5B, there we go, tuck back here. Oh, it is so small. This is the smallest wig I've ever seen in my life. B5, B4 is the style is baby. Does that make sense? Size 7/8. Just a wee little wig. I also have, see, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TCG player orders going out for around $30 in profit. But then I also have another TCG player order that I'll get to later because it's kind of a talking point. For the wig, $10 free shipping. Next up, C1A is Go Gator Bolos. C1A in the yellow. Did I package them together like that? Nope, down here. C1A Go Gator Bolos. It's like the outdoor game set that you get at Walmart. And I find these and the bean bags, I don't want to say often, but often enough where there's almost always those in my store. You don't get a lot of money for them, but something like that I consider a replenishable. So it's just a continuous thing that I have. And for that $10 free shipping, it is a little pricey to ship because the weight is significant. I think less than a pound. So if you're going to sell something like this, yeah, it's less than a pound still, but it's towards the higher end. So depending on where it goes, can really fluctuate the cost. But if you're going to buy something like that, you have to get it cheap. Cheap. Like if I paid more than $1 for all of these, I paid too much. Because $10 free shipping, your margins are pretty thin. But speaking of not thin margins, D1A15 is a midge. D1A15. Okay, right here. D1A. Nope, that's 5. Actually, it is in a different location, and I'm not running to get it right now, but you'll see the picture. It's a midge, red hair, teenage fashion, $41.99 free shipping. I got it in the big Barbie and book buy. I just like saying that. And that thing is just, it's paying off so well. So well. And something that now I know is that, it's hard to tell with maybe this one. I think these are also midge heads because there's no smiling and it's the side eye. People, I don't think this one is. I don't know what that is. She's got a big old forehead, though. She probably had bangs at some point. But the side eye is what people are really after. I don't know why, but I'm guessing rarity. But if you'll see that she's kind of looking to the side eye. So you do want to, if that is your doll, straight leg or bended knee or twist waist or side eye. There are a bunch of keywords. This is something I forgot to mention, and it'll be tip of the day. I haven't had a tip of the day in so long. Tip of the day is if you need information, especially if you're dealing with a bunch of an item, but if you need information in a niche, join a Facebook group. I'm a member. I hate it because they end up in my feed. So I get flooded with like Barbie posts, especially when the movie was coming out. I'm not a big fan of that, but it has made me money. So I like money. But join Facebook groups specific to the niche. I'm in a Barbie group where the people that are in that niche, they know all of the stuff. They know it all. And usually, they're happy to help. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you though. They are snooty. Every single one I've been in, because they know their thing and you're an outsider. So be polite, follow the rules. If there's a specific way you have to ask or specific number of how many posts you can make in a day or whatever, follow the rules because it will make you more money. The Barbie group, I can literally put down a piece of clothing, take a picture of it, and in minutes, I will have an answer. Another one I'm in is a antique books group where I've actually made sales in the group, book sets, or, it was twice. They were both like in a small book sets, encyclopedias, I don't know, whatever. And they weren't really worth much to put them on eBay. And so I just post them on the site and say, hey, anybody, any interest in these? And you got to you're not going to get eBay money, but you're also not going to pay the fees. I wouldn't make that my goal to sell it on those platforms because usually, again, they have limited amounts they'll let you do. But some of them are okay with you sharing your eBay store. Some of them, the Barbie group specifically, hates eBay because they're sick of having to pay market prices for things they used to get for $1 at a Goodwill. I understand. But as far as information, great. The best one I've found is a baseball autograph identifier group. I was so lost selling autographed baseballs, which I got in a Macau mystery box. I still have some to process, but I just take a picture of each side of the ball, and I'm telling you, in minutes, people will be like, oh, this signature is that one, this one might be that one, or it might be this one, and you get your answers. It's just so great. If you're in a niche that you don't know, reach out to people that do know, and Facebook is the best way to do that. Next up, it's a book. It is Cinderella, Disney's Wonderful World of Reading. For this one, which I was surprised that this one individually was worth listing, because most of them were not. And this is not, I think this is like a 90s version. I'm not really positive, but it's like the glossy front, where the older ones look more like this. For that book, I got $9.67 free shipping from the Big Barbie and Book Buy. And speaking of the Big Barbie and Book Buy, D1A18. Hopefully this one's down here. D1A, it's not. D1A18 is not down. For that one that you don't get to see, which is also a midge. Most of the ones I got were midge. And then some were like $1 Million Man, Bionic Woman. I think there was only a couple Barbie. It was like really the niche ones that were in this buy, which made it so much better. There was the Allen that was in this set. So really good ones. But for that one, $29.99 free shipping. Next up, they're not all winners. This was a terrible buy. C6 is some Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs placemats. They are vintage, but quite a few listed, and nobody cares. Nobody wants them. I think I paid a couple bucks, but I got it at a charity sale where I bought multiple things, so it was mixed in with a lot. It was the same one where, if anybody remembers, or if you don't, it's the sale where I said, I will never let somebody at a garage sale take things out of my hand again. Even, they're trying to be helpful. Hey, you want me to grab that for you? Hey, you got your hands full. You want me to put that over by the table for you? My answer is forever no. No, 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 no. Because if I drop it and break it, that's on me. But I hand it to you, and inevitably, it's like got a shaky bottom, or it's round in some way. You sit on a table with an angle and you walk away and it's on the ground. Or like in this situation, I had scored some more of these, which I love. Grabbed it out of my hands. I said, even in my mind, I said, don't do it. Don't give it to her. Just say no thank you. But she was insistent, and she was a little older, and she was sweet. I said, okay, sure, thank you. Thank you so much. Immediately dropped it, broke the lid, broke the container, and then I still bought it because I felt bad. So, little side story. Same sale I got that at. So not only did I have a bad buy, I had a bad experience. $8 plus a ton of shipping, but, you know, after fees, I probably won't make any money on the shipping, but it helps with the fees. That's another little tip for you. Don't give. I know some people do it, and because they say it gets them more sales. I don't know. I don't think that's true. If it gets you more sales, I don't think it makes you more money. I guess I'll put it that way. Don't pass your eBay discount, because you can. Don't pass your eBay shipping discount on to the customer, because that pays for your shipping supplies and helps out with some of the fees. Someone who I used to follow pretty religiously, Auction Professor, but it began to, the way he does his business, that's not me. I'm not that level. So I can't take advice for him on everything, because he has like 1 million items, and he has actual people that come specifically. He works in niches, all that kind of stuff. But he recently, because of a fee increase or because of a shipping increase, he went through and added a 50-cent handling charge to all of his listings. I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe increase the price of your item, because it doesn't tell you up front, hey, there's a handling charge. You go to buy it, and then there's like a mystery 50 cents that it shows you, but who actually looks at that? It's just seemed a little, I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but it seemed a little sneaky. As a buyer, I wouldn't. But I say, but you run your business your way, don't pass the eBay shipping discount on to the customer. And I don't think this one's going to be in the pile either. Actually, I know it's not. D1A19 is another midge. A midge, bending knee, red hair, side eye. What a weird thing. But I mean, how good is this going? Now, these next two sales, they went to the same buyer. This is I would say my only, outside of cost, my only issue with eBay international shipping is that you are completely disconnected from eBay international shipping, and eBay international shipping does not do combined shipping. This buyer, they reached out to me, said, hey, will you combine these? Of course I'll combine them. They're free shippers. And when you combine free shippers, you save money, therefore make more money. So why wouldn't I? But they were going to Canada. So it's through the eBay International Shipping Program, which I know I could ship them myself, but I don't because I tried it and it was a pain in my butt. So I don't do it. And it also didn't increase my international sales over the few weeks that I tested it. So I said, no thanks. But first off, it is Pop D5. A, B, C, D, and it is this one, which is Moon Mist. Double check the number. And then the other one is Pop B1, which is, I think, this one. It's Swarovski Gold Pearl. So her shipping total was like, for eBay, I don't know, something outrageous. $50 or something, she said, or close to it. Or maybe she meant the whole total was $50, because for the first one, $20 free shipping. The second one, $17 free shipping. So maybe she did say $50 for the ship. Either way, I'm going to combine them. I'm going to upload the same tracking number for both of them and combine them and ship them. But eBay International, they may still combine them on the way out, but they're charging her twice and they are not refunding that money. No ifs, ands, or buts, no way to adjust it. And here's the other problem. She reached out first to eBay customer service, and then she messaged me with the details they had given her on how I could adjust her shipping, which it's false, 100% false. They gave her instructions on how I would adjust it if I was shipping it in the US, if I was shipping it like every other package I ship. But that's not helpful because that's not what she was inquiring about. Their customer service is it's so frustrating because it used to be good. That's the part that's like, to all the new sellers, eBay customer service now is just complete trash. But when I started, not even that long ago, I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that, it was really good. Their customer service was great. And it's so bad. So I went as far as to say, if you would like, because I explained all that to her, and I said, I will go as far as to, because I'm sorry, that's the thing, I will go as far as I can cancel both of these. I can make a new listing where they're combined, and then I will personally ship them to Canada for you. And I'll add a little bit of I'm going to add a handling fee for all the time and effort it takes to do that. But it's a win-win because I'll make more money and you'll pay less money. And she messaged back, said, yeah, that sounds great. And then almost immediately messaged back and said, no, I'd rather not. I'm just going to go with the eBay International Shipping, which is within her rights, or their right. My guess is they didn't have confidence in my ability to do that, which is fine. I still make money, so I don't really care. It's a major hiccup in there, and they're not going to change that. There's no way they ever let people combine international shipping. They don't want to. Why would they ever want less money? They ain't doing it because they don't care if we make the sale. They care if they get their money. They care if they get their cut. That's it. And then speaking of Jewel Pops, she's back. She's back. My favorite buyer, outside of any of you that purchased things, of course. B1 Chameleon Grape Leaf. It's like a fake stone and silver. And it is 161. That's the one right there. And this is the Jewel Pop buyer that has bought, at this point, I lost count, but so many. She kept my store afloat during a time where sales were really bad. So I've thrown in stickers, I've thrown in magnets. I got nothing else I could throw in there. I don't know what else to give her. It's not like we're talking back and forth or anything. It's not like she's doing me a favor. This person doesn't know me. This person just likes Jewel Pops, has the money to spend on them, and likes collecting them, knows that my store is packed full of them, so she just keeps coming back and shopping. It's the first time I've had repeat buyers, but I've never had someone who's weekly or even bi-weekly just buying and buying and buying. But I've also never had this quantity of a niche item outside of like all the Nike shoes I had were in the size 10.5. But I mean, that'd be a lot for somebody to come back and buy $200 shoes week after. For that one, $35.99 free shipping. Next up, B4 is PJ Masks action figures. B1, 2, 3, 4. And unfortunately, I was looking at my phone when these sold, and Thea was like, she just started watching PJ Masks, and she was like, I want them, I want them, I want them. And well, that's, sorry, too late. But this lot of PJ Masks, I think these were Michael's. I think they came with some type of toy set that he had. We ended up just recycling the toy set, like I think it was like a race car thing, or maybe it was like a home base type thing. Either donating or recycling or garage sale, but then picked the pieces out, and I countered an offer and got $12.99 free shipping. Whereas if I had sold the whole thing, I probably would have got, I don't know, $20 plus shipping. So then the additional fees would have been worth it. The additional storage, the additional time to pack that item, clean that item, picture that item, not worth it. Cherry pick the pieces on my day. PJ Masks, I like it. If I was a kid, I've watched it now and I enjoy it. But when I was a kid, that's exactly what I would have been watching. It's a good little kid superhero show. But what they did is they took that show, and now there's like 10 versions of that show where they just change the city and then change the characters. There's one with puppies, one with kittens. I think there's one with like DC girl characters, I think is one of them. Something like that. But they're all the exact same show, exact same plot lines. They just changed the animation. It's smart. I mean, kids don't care. They'll watch all of them, or they'll pick one they like. If this one doesn't fit you, this one will. We didn't get those options. You either watched or you didn't. That was it. But the one thing I don't like about PJ Masks is saying masks. Pluralizing mask it just makes my brain hurt. Masks. Because it's like you get stuck and you don't know when to cut off the k and the s. Masks. It's like you end up with an extra one. Or is that just me? Next thing is Pat 8. And it is, of course, a pattern. Pat 8. Let's take a guess. Oh, close. Pat. Oh, this is in the other. Oops, don't put them back in the wrong order, Drew. Right here, which is it's cut. It is complete. It's a 4487, and it's bridal veils. $8.99 free shipping, paid $0 basically. All right, I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon because my throat is very much hurting, and that's all the sales. So of course it's also when I would wrap it up. Circle back to the other TCG player order I have. It is 2 Evolving Skies Elite Trainer boxes. The 2 versions of, because usually the Elite Trainer boxes, they come out with 2 versions. It's not usually 2 different characters. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just 2 different colors. Unless it's a specialty box, then they only have 1, such as the Hidden Fates, Celebrations, Champion's Path. But then you'll see the ones below it, which are battle styles. They're different characters, I think, but I don't know. That's just it's a bad theme. They didn't do well on that one. It's also the worst selling set from Sword and Shield, which if you don't know Pokemon cards, you don't know what I'm talking about. The point of this is this is the best set from the Sword and Shield era. This Pokemon comes in different eras as far as usually the difference is gameplay, but they have to break it up into. Beside the point. I got those, of course, retail arbitrage. They did not a reprint, but they did a restock a few months back, that being the best set and people paying a lot of money for it. I bought a few, I don't know, 6 of them, and I already had a couple, but I didn't buy all of them they had because, for one, retail arbitrage is risky. Those, because I know the niche well enough and I know that market, I had no fear in it, but I also don't want to wrap up hundreds of dollars in something that's going to take months and months and months to sell. But the thing is, for these 2 right here, I got $150 plus shipping, but my profits for the 2 is around $30. So it's a lot of money to wrap up to make $30. But that's just kind of one of the things with retail arbitrage is you're paying up. So your profit margins are thinner. So your cash flow, it's a whole different animal than where like this stuff can just sit around forever because I don't wrap up a bunch of money in it. Where something like that, I can't wait to make $50, $60, $100 in profits on it. I need them to move a little faster. So I went a little above market because they were going up and going to go up as long as they don't reprint them. These sold above market value, but the reason they did is because TCG Player does something I do not like and I didn't know. If they bought 50 of those, because I charge for something this size, I charge $14.99 shipping. But if they bought 50 of these from me, they would have been charged $14.99 shipping. I was aware of that with the single cards, and that makes sense to me. And it does run into an issue when I get above 30 cards in an order, because then I can't send it with a stamp anymore. I have to send it first class. And so if they buy 31 cards and they're all a nickel, I'm not making basically any money. And especially the time it takes, I'm making no money. But that's just kind of the risk with that. Whereas this, I assumed when I listed them that when this one sold and this one sold, I would get $14.99 shipping for each one. So that really cut into my profits significantly, but it's also why they sold together. I'm not mad about it. I need the cash back into the system. Like I said, cash flow matters immensely with stuff like this, retail arbitrage. People that buy like Amazon pallets where they pay up. And so you're paying $20 an item or some, you know, that's just a random number, but you're paying a little more per item and you're making good profits and they're good sellers, but you have to be sure that they're good sellers, because if not, that capital is stuck. And so I have more of them to list. I'll probably put, because I only put 2 in the store and I was going to wait till it hit there and just see how long that took. I'll probably put, I don't know if I have one of each anymore. I think I just have a bunch of this one now. I'm not positive. If I only have one of each, they're in my collection, so I won't do that. But either way, I'll at least put one more in the store, and I'll set the price at that next level and just wait till that comes in. But I'm going to go in the settings and see if I can make sure it charges on every one, because if not, I'm only going to sell one at a time. I'll wait till it sells and then list another one. I don't want that to happen again, that's for sure. But I'm happy to get the money, even though, like I said, it's about $30 in profit. I'm not only getting $30, I'm getting the rest of the money, just not the rest is profits. The rest was wrapped up in inventory, which I know I'm going on more of a tangent here and my throat is killing me. But this is why, like, the people that have the dream of like a brick and mortar, it sounds nice. It sounds nice to have a storefront and you get to name it and you got your counters, but then you have to deal with cash flow every single day. You have to know that enough dollars are moving in and out of your store because your overhead has to be covered. Even if you make $0, even if you make -$dollars that month, you have to make sure funds are coming in. You end up having to sell stuff at a loss because you have to keep the lights on. You can't have a slow month because you need the money. You have things, employees, and like I said, bills and all kinds of stuff where brick and mortar sounds fun. Sounds nice to have like your own place and all the things that are cool about it. There's so many more headaches. And even myself, I had that dream. You know, I watched a lot of Craigslist Hunter, and my town would do well with a pawn shop. So like a buy-sell pawn shop, because that's a poorer town, I would do well. But I'm not taking on all that extra headache. Maybe after the kids are out of school and I don't have to deal with anything else. I don't know. Probably not. So if you have the brick and mortar dream, keep it a dream. Keep it a dream. It's not worth it. Well, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, Keith. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let's go. I'm good at this.